This evening, first up, a major legal showdown over taxes. Two High Court judges deliver opposing ruling on whether GRA can charge importers millions in retroactive taxes. A clash now set to determine how customs law works for every container entering Guyana. Plus, cannabis raids in two regions. Police seized more than 55 pounds of marijuana in New Amsterdam and uncover more in Mahdia. But in one case, no suspects were found. What investigators believe happened. Also, Safe City turns up the pressure. With over 200 traffic violations recorded every week, the traffic chief warns drivers, "This is not a lotto, you don't have a chance." How real-time cameras are reshaping policing nationwide. Meanwhile, transforming Georgetown. Government ministers meet business owners in Kingston and Tiger Bay as part of a major push to rebuild the capital, from drainage and beautification to new partnerships driving economic revival. And abroad, a desperate search in Nigeria. The military launches a full-scale operation to find 25 schoolgirls abducted in a deadly dawn raid on their boarding school. Those stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Stay with us. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 19, 2025. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, in a major legal twist, Acting Chancellor Roxanne George has ruled that the Guyana Revenue Authority may go back and charge additional taxes after customs have already cleared goods. Her decision directly contradicts a ruling made just days earlier by Justice Gino Prasad in the high-profile Lamborghini case. The ruling came from a case involving businessman Zhang Xingyu, who was billed $15.4 million in extra taxes nearly 18 months after his goods were released. Justice George said the GRA's post-clearance audit unit is legal and has full authority under the Customs Act and can review import documents for up to 3 years. She added that this protects the system from false or undervalued declarations. Attorney General Anil Nandlal noted that Justice George's decision is the complete opposite of Justice Prasad's ruling last week, which declared post-clearance audits unlawful and stopped GRA from retroactively taxing a Lamborghini imported by Azruddin Mohammed, even after new evidence showed the car was massively undervalued. Nandlal warned that Prasad's ruling could cripple the state's ability to recover unpaid taxes, given that over 100,000 containers enter Guyana each year. GRA has already signaled that it will appeal Justice Prasad's decision. In other news, police in two regions recovered significant quantities of suspected cannabis on Tuesday, November 18th, during separate intelligence-led operations. In Mahdia Region 8, ranks conducting searches around the Mahdia arcade found 2 black plastic bags and a small transparent bag hidden in a drainage channel. The bags contain leaves, seeds, and stems believed to be cannabis. The items were taken to the Mahdia police station where they were weighed and amounted to 350 grams. The suspected narcotics were lodged as investigations continue. However, no arrests were made. Meanwhile, in New Amsterdam, Berbice, the narcotics branch discovered a much larger quantity of cannabis during a search at a 2-story wooden house in Angois Avenue. Officers encountered 2 men, both Masons, before searching the living room, where they found bulky bags and several plastic-wrapped parcels containing suspected cannabis. The narcotics were weighed in the presence of the men and totaled over 55 pounds. Both suspects were taken into custody as investigations continue. Police says both operations form part of an ongoing nationwide effort to disrupt the trafficking of illegal drugs. On a different note, Justice Sandal Kassoon has sentenced Anthony Patterson of New Amsterdam to 10 years in prison for sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl following his earlier guilty plea. Patterson was arrested on April 21, 2024, after allegedly luring the child into his home. He was denied bail and remanded in custody until his High Court sentencing. Despite admitting to the offense at the start of the case, Patterson later claimed innocence and begged the court for leniency. Nevertheless, Justice Kassoon rejected his plea, citing the alarming rise in sexual crimes against children and describing the assault as a grave violation of a vulnerable victim who trusted him. The judge highlighted the lasting emotional and psychological harm inflicted on the child, who will require extensive counseling. He also referenced a psychiatric report indicating Patterson's manipulative tendencies, along with his prior criminal history, which included previous interactions with law enforcement and a larceny conviction. Stick around when we return. Guyana launches agri-tourism policy to boost rural development and food security, and Safe City technology fuels a major increase in traffic enforcement.
Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Coffee smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services. 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig and Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
The government's Safe City initiative is leading to a sharp rise in traffic enforcement across the country, with over 200 parking and obstruction cases now recorded weekly, Traffic Chief Mahendra Singh announced on Friday. Speaking at the launch of the Guyana Police Force's Christmas policing plan, Singh said the real-time camera network has become one of law enforcement's most powerful tools, allowing officers to identify traffic issues and deploy ranks accordingly. Quickly. The system features facial recognition, vehicle tracking, and license plate recognition to support investigations and rapid response. Motorists have been increasingly surprised by how quickly police arrive when vehicles are left in dangerous or obstructive positions, a direct result of the upgraded surveillance technology. Singh warned drivers against reckless road use and improper parking, stressing that offenders will be ticketed. He emphasized that this is not a lotto. You don't have a chance, noting that unpaid tickets will result in court action. He lauded the government's investment in expanding command centers nationwide, transforming the project from Safe City to Safe Country. Modern command hubs are now operational in nearly every coastline division, providing real-time monitoring and enhanced security infrastructure. The initiative aims to boost public safety through advanced technology, strengthening both traffic management and crime prevention nationwide. In other news, the government is expanding its partnership with businesses in Kingston and Tiger Bay as part of a major push to revitalize Georgetown under President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali's restoration plan. On Saturday, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Priya Manichan and Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs, met with business owners and entrepreneurs at the Guyana to discuss ongoing and future development initiatives. Minister Manichan underscored that the success of the city's transformation depends on strong collaboration between government, residents, and the private sector.
President Ali has a vision for the whole of Guyana, but a very specific, defined vision for Georgetown, and is one all of us should get on board with. It's a beautiful, restored Georgetown. not necessarily a modernized glass and high-rise Georgetown. I hope you heard the word restored Georgetown.
She noted that clean public spaces, improved drainage, and renewed civic pride are vital to supporting business growth, cultural development, and healthier communities. Business owners use the forum to voice concerns, share ideas, and explore new partnership opportunities with the state. The engagement also focused on waste management, beautification efforts, access to education, and long-term maintenance of projects aimed at creating a cleaner, more vibrant capital. Minister Manichan reaffirmed that inclusivity and shared responsibility remain central to the country's vision. She said transforming Georgetown requires government, citizens, and businesses working together to build the kind of city Guyanese deserve. The consultation is one of several initiatives designed to support a greener, more beautiful Guyana through active stakeholder participation. Moving on, Ghana has introduced a new national agri-tourism policy to link farming with tourism, supporting food security and rural prosperity. Launched on Monday at Gobin's Farm and Kitchen, the policy encourages visitors to experience farm life firsthand, including planting, harvesting, and farm-to-table activities. Minister of Tourism Susan Rodriguez explained that the initiative creates infinite possibilities by allowing farmers and tourism operators to innovate and offer unique experiences while showcasing Ghana's local culture and traditions. Minister within the Ministry of Agriculture, Vikash Ramkisoon, highlighted that the policy will empower youth and women, promote climate-smart farming, and create jobs in rural and hinterland communities. Financial measures, including grants and incentives, are designed to encourage public-private partnerships. Developed with support from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture and shaped through nationwide consultations, the policy will be overseen by a National Agri-tourism Committee and Council to ensure proper implementation. The policy will undergo further review before being presented to Parliament, setting the stage for new opportunities in tourism, agriculture, and sustainable rural development across Guyana. Don't go away after the break. At least 20 killed in Russian drone missile attacks across Ukraine, and Poland blames the 2 Ukrainians allegedly working for Russia for railway blasts.
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig and Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Current smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services. 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I am Nikita Ford. Tonight, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister orders new limits on thefts to protect nearby communities. Nigeria searches for abducted schoolgirls. Poland blamed 2 Ukrainians for a rail blast, and Russia's strike killed at least 20 in Ukraine. We begin in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad (PCSR) has ordered sweeping limits on theft nationwide, banning events at the Hazy Crawford Stadium and John Perry Complex except during Carnival Week. All fests at Sport Ministry venue must run from noon to 10 p.m. The government says the measures aim to curb noise, boost safety, and protect nearby communities. Nigeria's militaries have launched a full-scale search for 25 schoolgirls abducted from a boarding school in Kebbi State after gunmen stormed the campus before dawn on Monday. Al Jazeera Zain Basravi reports.
Nigeria's military says failure is not an option as the search ramps up for 25 schoolgirls taken from Mahdia town on Monday. Gunmen rode in on motorcycles, shot their way onto the grounds, and killed the vice principal. A well-planned pre-dawn attack that underscores the growing insecurity across the country.
As they entered, they pulled their guns to shoot him. He pleaded, "Don't shoot me, allow me to stand up." As he got up, he praised God, saying, "Allah is the greatest, no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." He urged me not to cry and to continue praising God. I joined him in his prayers, then they pulled the trigger and shot him. As he fell, I immediately rushed to touch him, but they pointed a gun at me and said, "If you touch him, we will shoot you."
The incident bears the marks of a kidnapping for ransom and echoes the abductions of schoolgirls in the town of Chibok in 2014 that shocked the world. Monday's attack is the latest in hundreds of similar kidnappings that have been carried out since.
The unfortunate thing has already happened. They have abducted our children. We have come, we have seen things by ourselves. And we see the parents that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued.
The principal reported on Tuesday that one girl escaped, reaching home safely only hours after she was taken. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, but mass school kidnappings for ransom are a common reality in northern Nigeria, where armed gangs operate freely.
Let's say people have been kidnapped in the market. It doesn't go far. If people have been kidnapped on the road, it doesn't go far. What gained traction is when strategic kidnapping like schools, children. I'm very sure tomorrow you will see UNICEF issuing statements, Save the Children issuing statements, international agencies issuing statements. It gives the traction that that feeds into the propaganda machinery of those terrorist groups.
Monday's attack was the second mass school abduction in Kebbi in 4 years. That same day, 64 more people were seized in neighboring Zamfara. Many other abductions never make the news, taking place in remote areas where communication barely exists, where victims can vanish without a trace. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera.
Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk says 2 Ukrainian citizens allegedly working for Russia are suspected of blowing up a part of the railway line near Warsaw over the weekend. Al Jazeera Jonah Hall reports.
Prime Minister Donald Tusk took to Parliament to accuse Russia of responsibility for Sunday's attacks on Poland's rail network.
The individuals identified are 2 Ukrainian citizens who have for a long time been operating and collaborating with Russian services.
He said the suspects had made 2 attempts to blow up sections of railway en route to the border with Ukraine. There were no casualties, but Tusk said a line had been crossed.
Today we're dealing with an act of sabotage in Poland, which, but for the attackers' mistakes, could have resulted in a serious catastrophe with casualties. And that's why I'm saying a line has been crossed, and this is a very, very serious matter.
Russia was swift to issue a denial.
It would be strange if Russia weren't blamed. Russia has been accused of all forms of hybrid and direct warfare. In Poland, everyone is jumping to conclusions and Russophobia is at its highest level there.
Donald Tusk was on the ground on Monday as forensic investigators combed the scene of one of the attacks. They discovered, he said, remnants of a military-grade C4 explosive charge detonated using an initiating device 300 metres away. Sometime earlier, on the same line connecting the capital Warsaw with Lviv in western Ukraine, a metal clamp had been fitted to the tracks intended to cause a derailment. Poland's leaders have in the past accused Russia of cyber attacks, arson and drone incursions. This time ministers pointed to the likely involvement of foreign intelligence agencies, now confirming they have evidence to prove it. The identities of two individuals and their port of exit into neighbouring Belarus, a close Russian ally. Poland has raised its threat alert level as a result. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera.
Ukraine says at least 20 people have been killed and dozens injured in missile and drone attacks on the western city of Ternopil. Al Jazeera Charles Rockford reports.
The terrifying sound of an approaching Russian drone. Then the explosion echoes through the dark in Ukraine's eastern city of Kharkiv. This is what night times often like in towns and cities across the country. Russia says it doesn't target civilian areas, but night after night, day after day, it's Ukrainian people who suffer the most. Residential areas, blocks of flats obliterated, either by direct hits or intercepted debris.
As a drone got closer, I moved to the corridor. Then it hit. The blast wave threw me deeper into the building. I fell onto shattered glass, then got up and started searching for my relatives to make sure they were safe. There are no factories or industrial buildings here. It's a residential neighbourhood. The only facilities nearby are a school and a kindergarten. Nothing else.
Underground in the capital, Kyiv, people shelter in the metro, as they have done for more than 3.5 years during Russia's full-scale invasion.
Their goal is to destroy the nation, to destroy Ukrainians. They're doing everything they can in order to achieve their goal.
Russia has stepped up its attacks on energy infrastructure in recent weeks. Ukraine has done the same. But these are people's homes in the western city of Ternopil after a nighttime barrage of drones and missiles killed and injured dozens of people. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Turkey for talks he says are aimed at reinvigorating negotiations to end the war. Talks the Kremlin says it won't attend. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera.
Thanks, Nikita. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day forecast. And that's TV2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.